coming up on this week's episode of the podcast, this could be the last episode. Is that Piano Minecraft? It is beautiful. Were you playing that yourself?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Anyway, yeah, moving on. So this could potentially be the last episode. Plus, we talk about our Christmases. And a bit more. Okay, yeah, thanks, Kai. Now on to the actual intro. All of this and more on this week's episode of... Help! I'm stuck in a podcast! My name is Fraser.
My name is Kai.
How are you doing, Kai?
I'm alright. Minecrafting and crafting mines and... Yeah. How you doing?
Well done. Yeah, I'm doing good. I think we should address the elephant in the room.
1 second.
Okay.
Mr. Elephant.
Yes, we love the elephant that's actually in the room right now. He's called Gary.
Yeah. Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Yeah, I think we should address the actual elephant that's in the room at the moment.
Alright, give me a sec. Steve? Come on in.
We started off by saying, is this our final episode?
Yes.
We
are quitting. We are leaving forever. You'll never see us again.
He's lying. He is lying there. We'll touch about him more in the in later on in the episode. But the main thing is there is going to be a pause for quite a bit. So make sure you stay tuned and listen, especially for later on in the episode where we'll be talking about what, why, when, that sort of stuff. You know,
how, where, why, who.
But for now, let's start with a lovely positive. How was your Christmas, Kai?
It was alright, to be fair. How did we, what did we do? I woke up at, what time did I wake up? About 10:30, 11?
That's pretty good for you. Yeah.
I think I woke up with Cora going, ruff, 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 next to me, which he does, and like, his claws are getting a bit too long now, so he starts like smacking me, and then on my phone I can hear from like where he's like keeps putting his paw up, so we woke up, took him outside quickly, so he could have a nice little toilet break.
Oh yes, very nice.
Yep. And then came back in. He hustled my dad for a bit. We had we opened some presents.
Nice.
Then
what did you get for Christmas?
From my dad, I got some shoes. Enough hairspray to last about 2 months.
That's pretty good.
Always good. A couple of t-shirts. Probably something else, but I've forgotten.
Yeah, fair enough.
And from my mum, I got some new t-shirts. Oh, he got me a hoodie. He got me a hoodie as well, a Green Day hoodie.
Oh, hoodies are nice.
So that's nice. And from my mum, I got a couple more t-shirts. Got this one I'm wearing now. You can't see it, but I'm gonna say it.
Okay, nice.
Yep. What else did she get me? She got me a really nice dressing gown.
Oh, is it like one of those really properly fluffy ones?
It's good.
Oh,
it's a Nightmare
so
Before
good.
Christmas one though, so it's really good.
Jealous.
Like proper comfy. I've been wearing it constantly to the point where it probably does smell now. But, you know.
Put it in the washing up. Washing up? The washing
Put it
basket.
in the washing up. Nah, in the washing up is going. Washing it with my dish
Wash it with
soap.
the dishes.
And then what else? She got me the best duvet set ever.
Oh, nice.
Right? It's teddy bear. What is it? Teddy bear soft, something like that.
Right.
And it's so fluffy and so warm. Pure red. I think you might have seen a picture when I posted the one of Coda the other day.
Possibly. I might not have noticed it, but yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Let me see if I can send you a really quick picture now. It's
okay.
It's so soft though. Like so soft. Here you go. Like pure fluffy. like a big.
Oh wow, that does
blanket.
look really nice. Oh no, do you know what? I did see that, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a duvet cover for some reason. I thought it was like a blanket.
It's more of a blanket. Yeah, it should. It feels like it should be a blanket, but oh my
I
god,
bet that's so warm at night.
so it's a bit too warm on some nights, but
Right.
with winter now here, amazing. And only issue is though, because the material it is, whenever Coda starts like walking around, I hear from like static.
Yeah.
And he comes over and like plonks his bum next to me or whatever, and I feel on my
Oh.
my arm or something like that, you know.
That's hilarious.
And like, he went to go and lick me yesterday when I took him to
Aw.
bed, and it just he got like a static shock on his tongue.
Oh, poor boy. That's funny. That is really
It
funny.
is funny. It's great. He likes it though. It's the most I've seen him actually laying on that bed ever. Because he
Aw.
likes to jump down and like sleep on the floor at night a lot.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing just because it's cold on the floor. And he loves it. But this bed he proper loves. Like he spent most of the days, most of the nights up there. I say most of the days. Whenever I'm sleeping there, he's there pretty much, which is nice. And the cats have come and like hung out too.
There's always a good thing and a bad thing with getting things like that. It's a great thing because you know that your dogs and cats or whatever are going to like it. But the bad thing is, it always just renders the dog bed useless. You kind of just think, why on earth did I buy them that if they're never going to use it?
Yeah, you know my dog bed that I've got behind me, the Jack Mouchon's in at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I bought for him, and he's never used it once. He doesn't like it.
Oh,
Cost me £20 or £30 or something like that.
that's annoying. Does your
Cat
cats,
uses
do your
it,
cats
yeah,
even
cat-
use it?
cat
Oh,
uses
that's
it.
good.
Kiki uses it quite often, which is
Oh,
good.
not a complete
So
waste
it's
of money
not
then.
wasted.
That's good.
Like
At least someone likes it.
yeah. Otherwise, it's just it's a bed for my bloody cushion.
Maybe he just thinks now that the cat's been using it a bit. Maybe he just thinks it's a cat bed.
Yeah, maybe. He likes to sit on the sofa a lot though. He really loves the sofa.
For sure.
I've started putting this like fleecy thing on top of it, so it's like a bit more comfy than leather, because obviously leather's not going to be the best for him. And he loves it. Like every day he's been jumping up on the sofa. He can do that now. He can jump onto the sofa.
Oh, awesome.
He taught himself. And also, I've noticed he's been able to jump up on my bed.
Oh, that's great. So you don't even need to get a lower bed now.
Well, I still kind of want a lower bed, you know? But
Yeah, fair enough.
even then, like, he still wants to be picked up most of the time to get onto the bed.
That's the attention, isn't it?
Yeah, has to be. Because, like, he kind of, like, sits there with, like, his bum hanging off with his arm stretched out, you know? Like, pick me up!
Do it, please.
Even though
I
he
just
can
want
do it
to
himself.
touch.
But yeah, other than that, we had a nice little Christmas. We've been watching a lot of movies. Watched the new Disney Soul last night.
Nice. Oh, how was that?
It was good. Without giving any spoilers away, because you know it's about, obviously, it's kind of like, it's about soul as in music, and then it's soul as in dead. Yeah?
Yeah.
Without giving too much away, I feel like it's going to give a very dodgy message to some kids.
Do you reckon?
Right at the start though, not at the end. Just like it gives a really good message overall. The ending, amazing, like great story.
Uh-huh.
But he gets hit by a car.
Oh no!
Right? I'm trying not to give it away. Like I don't want to give any spoilers. He gets hit by a car because he's on the phone and he's distracted. So
Right.
it puts him into this coma, and he doesn't want to die. So, he finally managed to get back to the world, but he comes back as a cat.
Right.
And
Okay.
I feel like some
Interesting.
kids might see that as, you get hit by a car, you come back as a cat. I'm sure they won't, but that's how I can see some kids maybe
it's funny
thinking
you should
it.
say that though. It's because some kids will.
Yeah, some kids will
100%.
think that.
They'll be like, oh my god, is it really that easy to become my favourite animal? And,
Yeah.
I don't expect any kids to run out into the road because, kids are stupid, but kids also aren't stupid at the same time. But,
Yeah.
like, when I was a lot younger, and this is going to, like, expose myself as some kind of stupid kid.
No, go on.
But I remember there was this Open Uni advert.
Yeah.
For the Open University. And the advert was advertising, obviously their courses, but
How
he
old
was
were you
using
here?
this. Sorry,
How old were you here?
Oh, single figures.
I was expecting you to say something like, "Oh, you know, I was 18."
Considering next course in uni. Nah,
This was yesterday.
I think I was like 8 or below.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were advertising the Open University as a whole, and the way they were doing it was, join us and you can enlighten yourself. And I think it's enlighten yourself. This is I'm picking this off the top of my head, because overall the people were glowing. Everyone that ended up enrolling in the Open University were glowing. Their eyes were glowing, their ears were glowing. They were all glowing. And I think the way they were doing it, I think the way they were becoming glowing was by looking at the sun.
Yep.
So me thinking, oh, they look cool, I looked directly at the sun.
Yep. To be fair, though, we've all looked directly at the sun at some point for some reason.
Oh, for sure.
Even if it was like an accident, we've looked at it, you know?
I was persistent, though. I was like, this is how they did it in the advert. Surely this is how you got to do it in real life. So every now and then I try looking at the sun to try and glow.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Fraser.
It's one of those things that you got to be careful about. So fingers crossed that nobody gets that
I'm sure
message.
that most kids aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just I said to my dad, some kid's going to be really stupid there.
Definitely.
But it's really good because it's got you recognize voices in it, obviously, when you're watching it, and there's two very distinct voices that I remembered, like who people that I do know, but I can't remember one of the guys' names. You'll know him.
Okay.
I think his name might be Richard, to be fair.
Don't really know many Richards.
You will when I describe who he is. So one of them is definitely Graham Norton. You can tell just by the voice.
Okay.
Anyone that's listening outside of the UK, Graham Norton is like, I guess he's our Jimmy Fallon. Is that a good explanation? Yeah.
He's kind of like an all-rounder. He's a TV presenter that's been on kind of like every area of TV. I think he might have done radio as well, but he's just kind of like an iconic face on British television. Yeah.
And he has his own show here nowadays as well. And the other guy, I want to say his name's Richard, but I might be wrong completely. He's the guy with glasses.
Okay, there's quite a few of them.
Curly hair.
Richard Branson? No, that's the
That's the Virgin guy.
Hold on, no, I know where you're coming from.
And he kind of speaks a bit like this.
I know who you're on about.
Hello.
Oh my god.
I'm sure his name's Richard, right?
No,
Richard Ayoade.
What?
Richard
Ayoade. Oh, yeah, he's the guy from, he's the IT crowd guy.
Yeah,
Richard Ayoade. That's funny you should say that.
That's him.
The other day, I was looking through the TV guide with my nan, and I was like, oh, look, there's a guy from the IT crowd. And she was like, the what? And I was explaining what the IT crowd was. And she was like, oh, yeah, I actually remember that. And I said, I can never know how to pronounce this last name. Is it Ayoade or is it Ayoade?
I think it's Ayoade.
I think it's Ayoade as well, because that's the first thing that I would automatically default to. But I've never fully known. Yeah, no, I know you're on about. Yeah, he's a great guy. I love Richard Ayoade.
There you go. There's a thing here that says how to say it. Shall I?
Go on then.
Wait, one sec. How to say Richard Ayoade? Give me a second. Oh, I got an advert, Fraser.
Oh wow!
Oh dear. It's a Kleenex advert as well. Oh dear. Breathable and comfort. Not all masks created equal. Kleenex, new protective care. Wow. What an advert. Thanks, Kleenex. Oh dear. Richard Ayoade.
Ayoade?
14 dislikes. Wrong. If you watch his travel show, you'll hear him saying his name at least 30 times. He pronounces it Ayoade.
Ayoade?
Ayoade. Ayoade.
Ayoade. Okay, well, we'll never know. Either way, he's Morris Moss from the IT crowd.
Yeah. So they're the two voices that I definitely recognised.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I have to give it a watch. Did you say that's on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, yeah.
Okay,
new Pixar film called Soul. Go watch it if you want. Anyway, enough about me. How has your Christmas been?
Yeah, no, it's been good.
Did you do much?
Had obviously a very strange Christmas, but we managed to get as close to normal as possible. Thank you, Mr. Tappy. What is that?
It's Elastic Band.
Thank you, Kai.
Go on, sorry.
So, what did we do? I'll go through what I got in a bit. What did we do? So, woke up on Christmas morning, just a standard morning, except for me, it wasn't a standard morning because I woke up at 7:30.
Bloody hell.
I was apparently sleeping light that night, so I woke up at 7:30 and I heard
hear
my
the
parents.
reindeers?
Oh yeah, 100%. They come at 7:30, don't they? Yeah, of course I didn't hear the reindeers. But no, I heard my parents come upstairs because they were sleeping in the basement.
Reindeers.
Yeah, exactly. They were sleeping in the basement because my nan's got their bedroom while she's been staying here.
God, what luxury is that?
I know, right? And I heard them come up and go into the kitchen, start prepping like the food and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get back to sleep, but I couldn't get back to sleep. So I was lying in bed, and I just kept trying to force myself for about an hour. And you know what? After an hour, I thought I can't be bothered. So I went on my phone for about another hour, and I got out of bed at about 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can't get back to sleep. I'm just gonna have some breakfast. So I had breakfast, which
Very
is
nice.
very weird for me. The only time I have breakfast is when I'm working. So to have breakfast on a normal day, super weird. Once I had breakfast, I eventually got back in bed because my dad went to go and visit my other nan very briefly, very socially distanced, just so he could drop the presents round.
Yeah.
And she could have her presents. So he was like outside having a coffee out in the cold, but at least he could go and see her. And then when he came back, then we started going through all the Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go through what I had in a bit. After we'd done all the Christmas presents, we got ready because then we had our auntie and uncle and our 2 cousins come round. Because on Christmas Day, you are allowed to have a Christmas bubble with up to 3 families. So
You can't where I live.
No, that is awful for you.
It's
Luckily,
right.
we're
I
not
don't
in
have any
tier
friends
4.
or anything like that anyway, so, you know. No friends. No family.
Do you know what? We're kind of like the really lucky ones at the moment.
Yeah,
because
you are.
Bristol and the surrounding area have all gone into tier 3 again. Whereas Bath
you
and
wait
North
till
East
next
Somerset,
week.
yeah, no, 100%. We're going into tier 3 next week.
I think everyone's going tier 4 next week.
Bath and North East Somerset, we're lucky. We stay in tier 2.
Yep.
So we're not affected by the newer Boxing Day onwards restrictions. Anyway, so we got to see them. They came round, and we were treating it very, very, very carefully. Like, it wasn't just we'll bubble, so we're hugging and all of that.
Yeah.
It was literally, you're having that sofa, we're having this sofa. You're sitting down that end of the table, there's a gap in the middle, we're sitting down this end of the table, and then the people that couldn't fit on the table, they were on the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
They had this bathroom. We went upstairs for when we had to go to another bathroom. So they had the downstairs toilet. We went upstairs to the bathroom if we need to go. Just so you know, it was all completely separate. Completely, you are your own family sort of thing, but still being within each other. Food was pre-dished up, other than desserts, where it was done individually to avoid people getting close with each other. So it was, it was so weird. That's what I'm trying to say right now. It was so nice that they could come around, but it was so weird because of the amount of non-family-like interactions we were having.
Yeah, it's gotta be mental. I mean, like, you go back this time last year, and it's just so different.
Yeah. It's funny because you look at videos from pre-COVID, and you're just like, why aren't they socially distancing? And then you realise...
Oh, yeah. My dad was watching something on TV the other day, yeah?
Yeah.
I think it was like James Bond or something like that. I was watching it too. And
Yep.
I think he went to go and give him a handshake or something. And my dad said, you can't do that. And I was like, oh. You can't.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Strange. So strange how like our way of living has gone to automatically going, why are you doing that?
Well, the month before all this happened as well. What happened?
I went to Germany.
Yeah, you went to Germany. I got Coda.
I was in Germany. Yeah.
My Twitter account got suspended. The same.
Oh yeah.
Like the day the first COVID case came into the UK.
Yeah.
What's something? Mental.
It's so weird how we're now in this position.
I would have been up I would have been up at my mum's right now if it wasn't for this.
Yeah, you would have been, but the Scottish borders are closed.
Yeah, and we already agreed we weren't going to do anything, which is good because
insane.
It would have been probably it would have been more upsetting if we'd arranged something then been told no, you can't do this.
For sure.
So I'm glad we did say that we're not going to go and do anything.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep it safe until it's safe to do so. I mean, if we're
For sure.
if we're predicted vaccines in somewhere between June, I think it is more June because they've got the Oxford one rolling out. I'm pretty sure next week. I'm sure I heard that earlier.
I think so. I think it's due to be approved within days.
Yeah, so I think we're going to see more of the UK vaccinated sooner than later.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens. At the moment, we've just got to take each day as it comes. Don't plan ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But enough of COVID again. Go back onto your Christmas, Fraser.
Yeah, back onto Christmas. So then after we'd had our Christmas dinner, which was really, really nice, we took a break before desserts and we exchanged presents.
Very nice.
And after we did that, I did a mini Christmas quiz because I did this before for our other family Christmas quiz with the other side of family. Mm-hmm. It was over Zoom though, so we just did it again, but I did it on the main TV, and it was a lot easier because you didn't have to do muting or anything; you could just shout out the answers. Anyway, they eventually went, I wrapped the rest of my presents that were under the tree from the rest of the family, and then that was the end of the day. What I got for Christmas, though, which is what everybody's been dying to know, although I've pretty much talked about everything.
Right
now. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Took you a second.
So, I wanted Kai to be resuscitated, so I got that. I got some smart plugs, which is great, because that's gone with this new lamp that I've got as well.
Yep.
So now I can ask Google to turn on the bedroom light, and it will turn on the bedroom lamp for me.
Very nice.
I've also got a Lenovo smart clock, which I know 100% mentioned in previous podcasts.
You did mention this last week.
And that is really, really good. It's got Google built in, and the speakers built in, so I can, do everything standard Google Assistant does. So far I've used it to play the radio when I was sorting out my boxes and socks drawer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, moving on. I've also got obviously I got the stuff from you, which was the podcast glass art, both of them. I know I showed off only one on Twitter, but I got both of them.
Yep.
Which I love to bits. I still haven't decided where it's going to go though, but I really want it to be properly on display because it's really, really good. I've got the custom coaster from Aiden with Ursula the Sea Witch engraved onto it. I've also got a load of chocolate. Oh my god, I've got to put all of my chocolate into a big box. And
you've got a big
it's one
box
of those storage boxes that you're supposed to put under your bed, but since getting other drawers, I haven't used it. Let me just give this a shake real quick.
Oh, you got your 71 bars that I sent you too in there, haven't you?
I've got the 71 in there as well.
Yeah, very nice. I considered getting one of those for myself. I didn't know it was going to be that big.
Oh, do it. I was not expecting that at all.
Neither was I. I thought it was like a small bag because it said fun size,
Oh, do you know what? Hold on a moment. It is the fun size ones. It's not like if you're talking proper Mars bar, it's not a proper Mars bar size. It is the small Mars bar size.
But it's still a big bag.
Yeah, which is crazy. There's so much in there. In fact, I think that is the biggest single gift of chocolate that I've been given all Christmas.
Yeah. It's just the Bounty and Snickers that I don't like in there,
Literally the same. So I'm going to give the Bounty to my dad, and then the Snickers, the rest can fight over it. What else did I get? I got, like you, new duvet set.
Very nice.
So I put that straight in the wash when I got it, and then got that on my bed the same day, so then my old one could go in the wash as well.
Nice.
What else did I get? I didn't get that many clothes, actually. Do you know, I didn't think I got any clothes, because I was asking for everything. There was so much
That's the difference, isn't it? When you ask for it, you get it.
You get it, yeah.
When you don't ask for it, you really, this year, you especially, you had things that you did want.
Yeah, oh my god.
You got the things that you wanted there, which is good.
I wrote down everything, and I've still got things written down on my Microsoft To-Do app. Yep. So I've got wish list, I've got general section, office style stuff, and then bedroom style stuff. So they've got 3 sections there, and I've got everything that I wanted there. So I just threw over that list to my mum and said, "Look, distribute that if anyone wants to get me stuff." So yeah, I got all of that. I got a little sign from my drawer which says live streaming, keep out, or something like that. I can't remember, which is quite funny to be honest. But it's I think it's one of those engraved ones. It could be from Etsy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, live streaming, do not enter, because sometimes people walk in when I'm streaming, so that's kind of do us a
I
favour.
know that.
It was a present at the same time. My auntie, or one of my aunties, got me a massive German-style beer stein.
She got you a massive German?
A massive German, yeah.
Bloody hell.
No, she got me a German-style Bierstein, so I've just put on my camera for you to see it.
A massive German!
Exactly, with an equally as large bottle of Carlsberg to go in it.
That's not a
so
German.
that's good. I'm definitely going to take my... take a night to drink that and easily get pissed on just one bottle, because this is absolutely massive.
Nice.
I got money. I did well on money this year, which is going to go straight onto car stuff. I told my nans that, yeah, that's going on the car stuff, so thanks for that. That's helped a lot. And some other bits and bobs as well, but like that's the main things really, and I'm really happy with the stuff that I got. I knew everything I was getting. Oh, I got new pillows, and they're memory foam pillows, and oh my god, that's the best thing I've asked for.
Very
They're
nice.
so comfortable. They're
Memory
firm.
foam stuff's great.
They're firm, but then they absorb you like leaning into it.
Yeah.
So if you are the type of person that likes doubled up pillows, then you would obviously need to initially get used to it being firm, because then, yeah, eventually it gets soft as you sink into the pillow.
Yeah.
It's so good. Best thing I've asked for.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm happy with everything that I've got, and I'm sure that there's something or some things that I'm missing. But it's been, yeah, a good Christmas for gifts. It's so exciting when you actually know what you want.
Yeah, it is.
And when you don't know what you want, it's exciting because of all of the surprises and stuff. But obviously sometimes you really like gifts, other times you might not like it as much. But when you've asked for everything, you're like, I wanted this! This is great!
It's like being like, like 10 again, isn't it?
Literally. I said to my mum as well, I feel like this is the first time since at least being 13 years old that I've had a Christmas list.
Yeah.
And it's really, really paid off.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you've had a nice Christmas there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you have as well. Oh, although, there's one thing you forgot to mention.
Oh, God.
Your Christmas dinner.
Oh, no, worse than that. Boxing Day was the worst day for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remember what happened?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah, do you know what? So the Christmas dinner
I'll go
thing...
into that. Christmas dinner was late.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad of it being late. I was laughing more at the...
Yorkshire puddings.
The incident. Yeah.
So, me and my dad were cooking the dinner, and we put the Yorkshire puddings in. They're only meant to be in for like 3 or 4 minutes. We must have just got really distracted, because we eat our dinner. I put the plate and whatever else back in the kitchen, like into the sink and whatever else, ready to be washed up later. And go back to the sofa, continue watching James Bond, because I think it was James Bond that was on.
Yeah.
I think it was probably Spectre. And we're watching it, and it gets to the end, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, to be fair. I always enjoy that. I go back into the kitchen to like go and get a drink or something like that. I can just smell like this cooking smell, and I'm thinking,
wait, was the oven? So the oven was still on then?
Yeah. This is about 3 hours later, you know. I go back in the kitchen, and I'm thinking, he hasn't put the turkey back in the oven, has he? And I open the oven, and it's just these black Yorkshire puddings. Pure black, fully cooked Yorkshire pudding.
Oh my god.
Oh, so that was
only a little bit overdone.
Like, I picked him up, and like my dad was falling asleep, and I like banged the bottom of it and went, "Hey, look at this."
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, that was that was the.
They're
Yorkshire
like the
puddings.
main part.
Yeah, and for some reason we just didn't
puddings.
think about it. Like it's
Fair
one
enough.
of my favourite parts, and I just really didn't think about it. Neither did he, and I just kind of like, we both kind of laughed it off, and like I went to go make a pizza yesterday.
Yeah.
Opened the oven, and he's only gone put them back in there, hasn't he?
Oh my god.
So I opened the oven, and there's just these black Yorkshire puddings. I'm thinking, why are they back there? Obviously, we put them back in there to like, whilst the oven's not being used, so they're out of the way and like they can cool down, so we can chuck them away.
Yeah.
And it just made me laugh when I saw them again, and I was thinking, God, this is stupid.
Yeah, that was fantastic. They literally look like charcoal.
Yeah. So that was fun. But
dear.
the next day was not fun. The next morning was awful. Because I woke up to my dad like kind of storming in the room saying, "Have you seen Coda? Is he with you?" And I said, "No." And he said, "He's got out." Because he must have left the door open. Because he has a tendency to do that, where he leaves the door open, and like the wind will blow it open or something like that, you know?
Yep.
Whilst he goes out to the car or something. He said, "I heard him barking a few minutes, like 30 seconds ago." So like, he's run out the front. I've quickly got like some clothes on, run out the front and whatever else as well, and like I've looked around the house as well, everywhere like that I could think where he could be. Looked under the beds, nah, nowhere to be found. He's not in the back garden, and we go around every single like road within about, I don't know, half a mile radius, you know, down to the beach, asking every single person that we walked past. Like, we both went separate directions as well, just to make it clear.
Yeah.
Both went separate directions. "Have you seen a small white fluffy dog? Have you seen a small white fluffy dog?" No, I'm afraid I haven't. If you found him, that's my house there. So yeah, that was terrifying. And my dad, like, I called him up to say, "Have you found him?" Because he'd been gone for like longer than I had at this point.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I haven't. I can't find him anywhere." And he finally gets back to the house, and we're both there like, "Oh my god, this is a nightmare." Luckily, he is chipped, obviously, so it could be the sake of he would be found if he was. But he's the one that would he would run after a car, for example.
Yeah.
Which is the worrying part if he did get out. Like, it's the thing that we've tried to train him not to do, and he just doesn't understand it. And it's really hard to knock it out of his system to say, "Don't chase car." Because as soon as a car comes past, he goes, "Rrr, rrr," starts jumping after it and whatever else on the lead.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the reason I can't take him off a lead as well. And thankfully, we suddenly heard ruff, ruff, ruff in the house again when we got back, and I was thinking, "Oh my god, this is amazing. He's somewhere here."
The relief.
Wait for another second for him to bark again to try and find him, and I hear him upstairs in the house. I'm thinking, "What?" And he's stuck behind my dad's bed. Like, by stuck, I mean he's somehow wedged himself behind a box right down the back of my dad's bed.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe he was chasing the cat around there or something like that, because that's where the cat used to go.
Yeah.
But god, what, like, the actual relief. And that is probably one of the reasons.
Best case scenario.
Honestly,
Best case scenario though.
It's one of the reasons I don't think I've been on my computer for the last few days, just so I could spend like every moment with him.
Aww.
You know? And like, even now he's sleeping next to me, which is lovely. So he's safe, he's good. But I was dreading like him either being like hit by a car or someone like had stolen him, because he is an expensive dog, obviously, as well.
Yeah. No, I was shitting myself for you when I saw the Snapchat. I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I think I said that whilst I was
nightmare.
walking down the street. And like, I told like a couple of my like local friends that I've got, and like they put it on their like Instagram stories, like, "If you see a white dog, let us know." And thankfully, he was just in the house the whole time, but he was just stuck.
So lucky.
God,
so
it's
lucky.
such a like, moment.
Yeah.
Like,
nerve-wracking.
probably like the first panic attack I've ever had, you know? I'm not one to like get panic attacks or anything like that. That did give me a panic attack.
Yeah, no surprises there at all.
And like, by like, I was walking down like every single street or whatever, probably like, you know, 10, 15, maybe even 20 miles per hour.
Oh, bloody hell.
Like, if I could tell you how quickly I went from like one road to another, you know, like how long my road is and like how long like the roads next to it and whatever else are.
Yeah.
I walked down like my entire road in about 6 seconds probably.
Basically sprinting at that point then.
Yeah. But god, it's such a relief that he was just in the house the whole time.
Yeah.
I said to him,
I'm
make
glad.
sure that you close the door.
Yeah.
I always gone about it. He's let my mum's cats out before when they've been here. And luckily they just went underneath one of the vans.
I think that'll teach him though.
Oh, I hope so. Because god, it's my one biggest like stress. And like when I told my mum about it on the phone, she said, imagine if you have a kid and they suddenly disappear in like a supermarket or something like that.
It's literally the same thing, really, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I mean, it's something. I guess it's practice for when you might have a kid or something like that. You know.
Hopefully, it will never happen again.
Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. He's not out of my sight that often. It's even to the point where I didn't let him back out into the back garden for that whole day, you know? Just in case there was like a small gap somewhere that he could just climb out of. It's unlikely. He hasn't managed to do that since, I don't know, the first few weeks that we got him. And since we've like, he's got bigger, so he can't fit in those gaps anymore. And we like barbed it all up as well, like, so he can't get out of those. Like we put some proper like fencing round and whatever else to. That's
a good idea. Though.
Like you'd have for like chickens and stuff, you know, to like stop chickens getting out of their pens.
Yeah,
stuff like that, just to stop him getting out of like these small gaps, and like we've been filling the gaps in.
Yeah, good idea.
He can't get out of them. He hasn't been able to for a long time. We've got things up either side of the house, so he can't get out through like the side entrances. But yeah, proper nerve wracking that morning. But it did wake me up.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably why your sleeping pattern's fixed now, because you had that one day where you were forced up.
Honestly.
Oh, brilliant.
I have been struggling to sleep though, but we won't go into that. There's no reason to.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, what I will do actually is we will mention the people who got the secret word from last week's podcast episode. So GG to you guys. The secret word was, of course, batteries. Thanks to Kai for making that one up.
Was it batteries?
It was batteries.
Oh, we forgot to mention one very important present, Fraser.
Go on then.
It was my present from you.
Oh yeah!
Fraser sent me batteries.
It was supposed to go in one of the presents that I got, Kai, which was
me.
It was supposed to go into the electric mug stirrer all-in-one thing that he got from me. And what did you get instead, then, Kai?
Good.
Thank you.
I felt it and I was like, this isn't batteries. And I said to Fraser, "Are you sure you sent batteries?" He's like, yeah. And I was like, this definitely isn't batteries. And we opened it on a call. I think it was you, me, Aiden, Thomas, Seki, and Jisoo. Yeah. We opened it in the call, and I opened it. I'm like, "What is this?" And I like kind of bring it up, and it's just he's like, "What is that?" And I'm thinking, well, it's from
just
China.
Wasn't what I ordered him.
It's from China, so like 90% of the time, whatever you order from China isn't what you've ordered.
Mm-hmm.
My mum's boyfriend has a big history with that, where like he's bought like he's bought these masks or something like that, and he's been sent these he's been sent these child stormtrooper outfits, you know.
Oh my god.
But two of them. But this one from Fraser, I was thinking, this isn't batteries, and this is not the Chinese equivalent of batteries either. Opened it up, and it's a child's bathing suit.
It's not even a child's bathing suit.
No, it's not.
It's a big
face
rainbow, colourful bandana, but it looks like a child's bathing suit.
It's like a face mask sort of thing, like one that you could put like round your neck to keep your neck warm and whatever else. But when we opened it, we decided it's a child's bathing suit, so that's what we've stuck with as well.
And that is the secret word for this week as well: child's bathing suit. So make sure you tweet us at Stuck in a Podcast. Child's bathing suit.
What a secret word!
Yes, it's a fantastic one. So big shout out to Diamond Hood Gem, to Downhill, to Tangela, to Royce, to Chloe, to Peter, to Chloe. Again, this is another Chloe though. To Master Mellight and to Zach. All of you got the correct word, batteries, as the secret word for last week. So GG. So make sure you tweet us a new one at Stuck in a Podcast. But now it's time to address what we mentioned at the very start of this episode, because you know you got to put the most important thing last to keep the retention, you know?
Exactly. I was going to say, it's the final episode of 2020 as well.
It is the final episode. And by final episode, we mean it is the final episode of 2020, not the final episode end of. That's not it. You know, we've got to put that in the title, you know, because people click on it, they'll go, yeah, we love it. But but you've got to pay attention to this though. Just because we said it is not the final episode doesn't mean we're not having a break. We are going to be having a month break,
and there's a few reasons for this. Obviously, biggest reason is there's nothing that exciting going on at the moment for us. Like,
we've definitely mentioned this in previous podcast episodes. Our lives are more stagnant and more stale than yogurt that's been left in the fridge for about 2 years.
Well,
I mean, yours has had the odd fruity bit still good, but
I mean, at this point though, there's nothing exciting going on. You know,
no.
We don't want to talk about coronavirus constantly because I mean that is pretty much one of the only things going on.
That is a recurrent theme in our lives. We keep talking about coronavirus, and it probably is fine to talk about it. But if that's the only topic each week,
we might as well call ourselves the COVID podcast. You know,
help! I'm stuck in a pandemic.
Good
like
title.
you're not listening to Help I'm Stuck in a Pandemic. You're listening to Help I'm Stuck in a Podcast. And while it is nice to talk about what's going on in our lives have stayed the same for a few months now. We've had the odd thing where we've had a new spicy thing going on in our lives, but otherwise, you know, we need to rethink.
If you listen back to the last few episodes as well, like especially the last, what is it, 2-3 months? Since we've been kind of out of lockdown, technically, I don't know, whatever. You know, I haven't seen anyone or done anything for 2 months. Fraser's not seen anyone or done anything really for the same amount, really.
I've got a new car, but other than that,
and Aiden,
that's it. Yeah, that is literally
like one day. And for me, it's been the same. I've seen one person over the course of the last 3 months, I think now.
So the main thing that we're doing this, we're having this pause, and the main reason we're doing it is so we can rethink. So obviously we've now got to a point where we've told you almost everything at this current point in time that's going on in our lives. There is no like present stories that we can give you now. We can give you past stories. We just need to think of them, but we don't want to release poor content. We don't want to just like think, oh yeah, we can talk about this, talk about it, release the episode, and that's it. You know. Yeah. We want to make sure that we're bringing out good content. So we would rather take a break and have a rethink of the current podcast format rather than release bad content with just like, you know, the rush things.
It'll probably last about a month, just at a guess. But if it's any longer, any shorter or whatever, stay tuned on our Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast, because we will let you know there, most likely first, when we're going to be releasing the next episode again.
We're going to say it's a month maximum. So at this current point in time, I want to say that you can hear us again on Wednesday the 27th of January. So that gives you an idea. That's 4 weeks from the day this episode is released. We're going to be having a nice 4-week break. And in that time, we're not just going to be sitting around going, I like the sun, I like the moon, I like the grasses in my garden. You know, we're not going to be doing that. We're actually going to be rethinking, do you like my song?
Did you make that up on the spot?
Yeah!
Not bad.
Maybe I could make an album about this. See, keep your eyes peeled for Spotify or something. I could have my own proper album coming up soon. No, we're going to be trying to develop the podcast. So we could potentially have a fresh look at paint. So new box art, new podcast thumbnail styles, a redesigned Twitter. So that's one thing that we're going to discuss. And we have briefly discussed. And I think we both agree that a simplistic style, a more modern, clean style would definitely benefit the look of the podcast. And we've got an idea in mind. We've had a concept, but we just need to finalize it. I've got a couple of ideas for like the actual how we're going to be presented on the box art and stuff. Like I want to do this back-to-back thing, but obviously with us not being in real life, we can't do that. So we're going to have to think of how to do it with green screens and stuff. You know, that there's ideas, and we've discussed them, and we're going to discuss them. And there's potentially, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we could potentially have a fresh intro, so new intro song. And I have liked how over the last few months we've been going, coming up on this week's episode of a podcast, we could introduce it in more of like a radio style.
I know what you mean, like kind of like adding the Minecraft music background. Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
No, not that at all. But, you know, we could potentially have that fresh lick of paint on your ears as well. So
on your ears?
what you hear could be slightly different when we're introducing the episodes, how the podcasts are formatted. We don't know that. We don't know yet. We haven't discussed it. And another thing we're definitely going to do is we want to get more guests on. So we've already had, and I'm going to confirm them now because I like the interest that they've expressed. We've had Sophie Texas say that she wants to be on the podcast, so we're 100% going to get Sophie on once we have the revamp. And we see it's a good thing we have guests on as well because they can talk about their stories as well as talk about what we want to talk about that week. You know,
and I guess it's like a little bit of a chance as well to like get to know someone a little bit better as well.
Exactly. And if you don't know that content creator, then this could be a good introduction to them because they are in many different areas, with the next person being in photography. Thomas Pearson is the video editor for Nikki Nihachu, but is also a professional photographer, so we could talk about his photography life.
I saw he's doing something with James Marriott at the moment as well.
Exactly, yeah, and he's also releasing like a photo album, so we could get a load more guests on. So those are two people that I want to get on, and I think we've confirmed that we're going to get on at some point. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, if you have any suggestions at all for any guests, tag us on Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast, and also tag that content creator. Let that content creator know that we are looking for guests and we want them, and let them know that you want to see them on our podcast.
Please don't start going, oh, go on.
If you tag them, then that's fantastic, but do not spam the shit out of them and do not beg them or whatever. Just tag them so then we know who you want, and then they could potentially respond to that interaction and go, yeah, sure, we're down for it.
I was going to say, please don't also say, like, don't tag your mate Jim or something like that, you know, constantly, who doesn't do anything, who, you know, just some random person that doesn't want to be on this, you know?
Yeah.
Just don't be annoying with it.
Also, one other thing, don't tag yourself unless you're mutual.
Yes.
Because chances are we won't be bringing on listeners. And we've said this previously, we probably won't be bringing on listeners just because it requires coordination with the actual filming of the episode, coordination with getting to know you as well. And the one thing which makes Helping Stuck in a Podcast so fun to record is that me and Kai have known each other for years. We bounce off each other because we know what the conversation's like, and the same with our friends as well. We can all bounce off each other. We know what we're all like, how to talk to each other, and when you get to know a new person, I'm not saying that, you know, you could be the best talker on the planet, but we don't know that, and we won't have a lot of time to do it, to get to know you either. So, you know, please don't tag yourself. At the moment, just tag your favourite creator. We could potentially open up in the future, but just not at the moment.
Yeah. I think one final thing is we discussed maybe a shorter episode every week. Of about 30 minutes instead. And
that was originally what we were going to do when we started Helping Stuck in a Podcast as well.
And for some reason, we've just kept going up and up and up. Like, we're almost at 50 minutes for this one. How's that happen?
Exactly. It's always got to this point where we end up talking loads more, which is good, to be completely honest. It's nice to have that conversation and just go off on our tangents. But the original plan was go for about 30 minutes, and then ever since, for like the last literally 70, 60 episodes, we've always just said, let's go for 40, and then aim for about 45 minutes total.
But I think we're now going to try and put it back to about 30. Which is probably better in terms of, you know, it means we've got like more time to kind of speak about certain things and give more like effort to certain subjects as well. Exactly.
It's kind of like we're going back to our roots in a way, but not at the same time, because we've liked how we've developed as podcasters, as well as liking where the podcast has gone itself. When we first started out the first podcast, we talked about two specific subjects, and chances are we're going to kind of incorporate that with our standard chatty style, as well as incorporating this new style of interviewing a guest.
Yeah.
Because I think interviews would be absolutely fantastic. So just keep your eyes peeled for the future. We're going to be, hopefully, bringing this to the next level of Helping Stuck in a Podcast. So it's exciting. I'm excited for it, and we're definitely going to be focusing on it a lot more over the next month. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for the changes. Oh, and the other thing as well, which is obviously a behind-the-scenes thing, and nobody else actually notices this. We're going to be distributing the load a bit more.
I pretend that was like a whistle with my mouth.
Thank you. So Kai currently doesn't edit the episodes. I've done all the editing for the episodes. Kai's done a few thumbnails, but generally I like to just take it and do it, because it's not a problem to do it. But I think we've both agreed that we're going to be distributing the load a little bit more as well. So like one episode each week, or every other week rather, is like Kai's baby. So Kai deals with the main planning, the main organization, the main thumbnails, the main title, the main description for 1 week. I'll do the next week, so on and so forth. It's kind of like how we alternate who does the intros each week, like the whole coming up on this week's episode. That's kind of like we do it on a you do it this week, you do it next week basis. We're going to do that the same with the editing and the descriptions and everything. Obviously you won't notice that, but it'll be more of like a behind the scenes thing. So exciting stuff. You just got to keep your eyes peeled for it, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Definitely within a month at the absolute latest, with the same but new Help I'm Stuck in a Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about that?
I think we're done. I think that's it. Yeah. Elephant.
Okay. The elephant can leave the room now. Goodbye, Steve.
What about Jim? Was that his name?
Oh, Jim can stay. He's alright. Yeah. He's chill guy.
I think it might have been John.
Anyway, so thank you for listening to the last episode of 2020 of Help! I'm Stuck in a Podcast! So we'll see you in 2021 with all new episodes. I hope you're excited for it. We're definitely excited for it. And we are going to be hard at work next month to make sure that the podcast comes back bigger and better than ever, but also nice and familiar.
Yay!
So until then, we hope you have a happy new year and celebrate as well as you can, but also stay safe. And I guess the last thing to say is stay at home, wear a mask. Well done for getting through this year. Because you've done fantastic.
Otherwise.
But otherwise.
No. Let's start that part again. You ready?
Oh, God.
Take 2.
Okay.
So remember, everyone. Well done for doing whatever you did this year. Well done for surviving. Well done for staying safe. But remember, wear a mask. Stay indoors. Otherwise, you are a...
bitch.
Yeah.
What was that? You sounded like a witch. Oh, God.
Bitch.